because Ugandan schools are still shut down as per measures to contain the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, forcing teachers to resort to other alternatives. Uganda has more than 300,000 private school teachers who are currently out of work due to the pandemic. Details of that in this report.
It's been months since Ismail Lubega stood before a class. The closure of schools due to the COVID-19 pandemic put the teacher of history out of work. Without pay for months now, he has taken on another job in construction.
As a teacher, you're supposed to be very quick in thinking. You're supposed to work very fast. Because when the situation, we realize that we don't know when COVID is going to end, we realize that we can't just sit.
Lubega is not alone. With savings from their group, these teachers purchased raw materials and are now making paving stones.
We used to sit every Thursday and we collect some money, 20,000 each, and we realized that we can use this money in COVID so that we can start instead of sharing that money.
And it is already picking on. The teachers here say they learned how to make the paving stones in a few weeks. The group can about 700 a day. People take turns to work here, and they say they can make more pavers than they already do.
We believe that we can make even 1,000 or even 2,000, but we are limited by the machinery that we have, so it becomes really hard. Like you've seen, we are so many today, but then the machinery is lacking, so we are not making the optimum that we ought to make.
Uganda has more than 360,000 private school teachers. It's still uncertain when they will return to the classrooms. And the longer schools are closed, the more Frederick Odur worries.
The teachers who have learned some of these skills, the teachers who have earned some little money from these different jobs that they have been doing, sincerely, it will be very difficult for them to go back to class. Now, and that calls for our directors, that calls for the government to come in and support the private schools so that even the salaries of the private school teachers should be increased.
For now, the fuel cells are helping Lubega and his colleagues pay their bills. That could probably go on much longer, at least until Uganda is declared coronavirus free.